Yar, my name is Dandy, but you knew that already. Welcome to a video about Sea of Thieves and playing it in the year 2024. If you're like me, you bought this game on release because you love the idea of a pirate adventure. But maybe you played it for a while and had to put it down. Lots of other games out there on the open ocean. But to me, this is the best pirate game that ever did exist, and I'm going to give you a rundown of some of the things that you might need to know if you're looking to start your pirate adventure fresh in the year 2024. Tag along, matey. Aye, so when you load up the game, you'll see a menu that you should be familiar with. You'll have the What's New tab, the Pirate Emporium tab, and the good old-fashioned play button, along with your character standing in the back if you've ever played before. Once you're through here, go ahead and click play and get right to the action. From this point forward, you'll see three modes: the Adventure mode, the Legend of Monkey Island, or some other relevant tall tale, and then the Maiden Voyage, a tutorial for if you want to catch up on all the pirating action you've missed, or just how to play the game. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the adventure. Next up, you'll choose between the High Seas or the Safer Seas, a relatively new addition. The High Seas are going to be a spot for you to sail against other pirates, to test your true grit on the open ocean of Sea of Thieves with no restrictions. Safer Seas is a great place to try to do some of those tall tales, or just learn your way around the game again in an environment where there be no other pirates to contest you. Although, Safer Seas does limit the amount of leveling that you can do for the various factions and guilds, and also reduces the rewards that you're able to earn from selling, so I wouldn't recommend it if you already have a feel for the pirating life. Go ahead and lock into Higher Seas. From here, there'll really only be three options for you. If you've played this game in the past, you've always chartered a ship if you haven't played in previous years. Chartering a ship means that you'll set sail on a sloop, brigantine, or a galleon in a classic style. It'll give you a ship and you'll get right into it. However, they've added two additional things to start your game. You can own your own ships now, which is exciting, and you can sail for a guild. But let's talk about those more specifically. Sailing for a guild will allow you to sail using a ship from a guild that you're invested in. So if some of your buddies have a pirating guild, I'd ask them to join up. You'll be able to earn rewards for your guild, and also sail ships that your guild has pledged to themselves. This is a way for you to use ships that are shared amongst your other friends, so that you get to start on a ship that's already named and already rocking cosmetics. And there's a wonderful supply of them here, as you can see. Other than that, I think the best course is to buy your own ship. Being a ship captain comes with a lot of extra bounty and booty. It gives you options for better selling, for quicker offloading of treasure, and the honor of owning a named ship and being its captain. You can also unlock commendations for the ship, which makes it all the worthwhile because you can track your magnificent journey as a pirate across the Sea of Thieves. Here I have my two ships, the Horizon Chaser and the Aloha Oi. You can also choose to do things like restore it, which is going to cost you gold, but will allow you to repair any of those cosmetic damages for a fresh-looking ship. You can also rename it using a premium renaming pass, or dismantle it altogether. Once you're done here, choose what kind of crew you'd like to launch with. Open crew being open to anybody over the Sea of Thieves, and closed crew only existing for you and your friends, and dive right into the game. After you've chosen your ship and decided on your adventure and course, next up you'll have to join a crew, or start your own. I've joined a buddy of mine here for the ease of it all, and we'll be waiting to set sail for him to start. We're sailing a sloop, which means only two of us can go, and we're adventuring on the high seas. Once you're ready, start the game, and you'll load into the tavern as you remember. Waking up in the tavern is about as you think it would be. You wake up, you're in the tavern, and you go to look for supplies and find your ship down at the docks. About as you'd remember from the old days, but there are some beautiful nuances that have changed, and some very convenient new starting points to help expedite your beginning as a pirate. First up, step out on the port that you've been spawned at and survey the environment. As you can see, our ship is down there at the dock looking beautiful, and we're going to make our way down to some of the many shops and different factions that are sitting upon the shores of this port. So you may remember the different factions and shops all around this area. These are about as you'd remember them. There's a shop for cosmetics and clothes, a shop for weapons, and a shop for tools. Most of these don't affect your actual gameplay aside from the aesthetics, or choosing which type of weapon you like. All of them provide the same stats though, so don't worry too much about the numbers. There's also going to be a variety of factions that you'll remember, the Order of Souls being the first of which is dedicated to hunting down skulls. Each of these shops will have a promotion area for accepting promotions as you level up, and a commendation shop that sells gear specific to that particular faction. You can also choose to set sail as an emissary now, which may be new to ye as a pirate returning to the seas. An emissary can represent any of the given factions they want, but only one at a time, and it will provide you bonuses for completing missions, and when you've reached the max level of emissary, which usually happens over a long voyage, level 5, you will be able to take on special emissary quests, which tend to net ye more booty. Very good to do if you're trying to level up a certain faction for the bonuses, but beware. A max rank emissary has a target on their back, as your flag can be scavenged off your wrecked ship and sold for a mighty bounty. So watch out if you intend to fly these, you will be making yourself a target for other bloodthirsty players. This is the hub for all ship management. As you can see, our ship spawned in looking absolutely beautiful, coated in shiny red. This last right here will help you stock up for your journey and also take care of your boat. You can go into her resource shop and buy all the items that you need to kick off a grand journey, without all of that tumultuous barrel wrestling. From here, you can buy things like planks, cannonballs, throwable weapons, food for your journey, and even bait if you just plan to take on a day of fishing. So buy the resources you need to kick off, and if so desired, customize your ship. And if you own the ship, you'll have new customization options for trinkets and the like. Obviously, the galleon hosts the biggest amount of potential trinkets that you can use, but there are still trinkets you can place around your regular ship. And as you play and level up your specific ship, you'll unlock new chairs for the captain, new beds to rest in, aesthetics for your barrels, and all kinds of other fun little cosmetics. You can also customize your ship's exterior the same way you always have. As long as you own hull, liveries, wheels, cannons, and the like, you can equip them to the ship, although if you're not the captain, then you might not want to do that. As you can see, this is the Swordfish 2, captained by me brother, the 3-foot Hoagie. This ship is one that he customized and saved, so when he launches it, there's no need to run through customizing all over again. And it's loaded to the gills with ammunition of all types now as well, because we bought ammo from the shore. So you no longer need to scavenge for all those cannonballs and foods and the like, as you're offered quite a variety of them to start with for a low gold cost. You'll also see things like the pet chest in the bottom. Pets are a premium currency thing that you can buy if you're a special pirate that likes to use them pesky real-world dollars. I bought an owl, but I earned it just by playing through the game. I never actually had to spend money on any of the currency, so worth it for a fun little companion to travel with me. One of the next and best things, if you haven't played for a while, is the old harpoon. The harpoon can be used to grapple all kinds of objects, but can also be used for tightrope walking, which is a relatively new addition. It is one of the handiest tools that you could possibly have as a pirate. It allows you to get on and off of islands in a jiff without all that pesky swimming. It also allows you to pull the ship closer to things, make tight turns, or even yank treasure off the shores. Incredibly worth it for if you're looking to make a quick exit or entrance with all of your treasure. Now, you heard me talk about emissary flags earlier on. One of the ones that we're going to sail today is for the Athena's Fortune Guild. You can see there's already one knife, and when I lock it in, it tells me that I've become an emissary of Athena's Fortune. The flag has been raised. Athena's Fortune, for those of you who don't know, is the faction you join for becoming Pirate Legend. That means reaching level 50 in each of the different guilds. Not an easy task to do, but once you make it, it offers you a variety of exciting new adventures to go on. It also offers you a brand new song you can play. We Shall Sail Together will unlock a secret entrance to the mighty guild. Aye, and there she blows. Down there is where you'll take your Athena's Fortune guild earnings, but we'll talk about that later. Now, they've also made some fun new additions to the game that aren't exactly combat-oriented, but are still fun. One of the like is fireworks. You can take these, load them into your cannons, and set off a bit of rabble-rousery to celebrate a journey well undertaken. They're a fun way to celebrate that you've just completed a mighty journey, or just to light up the night sky while you're sailing across the ocean to your next island adventure. Another little tip for some of you pirates, and this has existed since the beginning, is called sword dashing. Swimming can be a wee pesky thing, but if you take a sword, get in the water just far enough that you're not swimming, so usually I swim out a ways, and then swim back to the shore just to make sure that my feet are on the ground. As soon as you stop swimming and are just on the edge, charge up the sword dash, and you'll fly out into the water at Mach speed. It makes it quite handy to get back to your boat. Another thing that we'll talk about later is the best way to sail your loot. Over there is a building with 2 large flags and 2 hook shots atop it, and it's the absolute best way that you can sell loot once you get back to the dock. But you need to be on a captain's ship or be a captain of your own ship to be able to utilize it. But again, we'll get into this a little later. You can also find fun little places to take seats around your boat now, just for the aesthetics of sailing, or if you're waiting for your buddy to hurry up and come back with a sandwich. Once you're ready to start on your journey, you're going to head down into the underdeck and check out the mission table. This table will provide you the opportunity to set sail on a variety of different voyages to earn the loot that you need to be a real pirate. Usually you'll go to the Voyages tab, choose whatever one of the factions you'd like to sail for, or a special voyage, and then select the mission from there. There's a huge variety of missions, but raid voyages are one of the better to start with. And the bonus to these is that in the new Sea of Thieves, you can start your journey with a fast travel. Some raids will not be taking place in the seas you're currently sailing, but if you don't have any loot on your ship, you can fast travel by diving to the location right away. Diving removes all of the treasure from other voyages that you've taken already, but it's a great way to start your evening because usually you won't have any treasure aboard anyway. So you dive straight to your first journey of the night and kick off pirating in a flash instead of having to sail across the entire ocean. So once you're ready, select what journey you'd like, select dive to location to get a quick start, especially if it isn't in the server that you're already in, and take off. Aye, and diving to the location is a spectacular thing to do. Once you've set sail and gotten far enough away from the island, you'll see that the dive is about to commence. The music will kick up uproariously, your ship will echo to the seas that it's ready, and dive below the waves, taking you to the destination you wish. Being underwater is a surreal experience for a pirate and a ship alike, as no two should ever meet that fate without choosing to do so. But this is a bit of beauty considering there aren't any cannon holes or fire in your ship. Aye, and once you've arrived at your destination, the seas will show dark with the underwater light peeking through. You'll reach for the surface at Mach speed, and then your adventure on the seas is ready to begin. You'll be right by the island at which your mission will take place, and you'll be ready to kick off your adventure and start earning the loot. Now that you've started your adventure, though, let's talk about some things that have changed in the Sea of Thieves. Aye, one of the handier things about this new Sea of Thieves is that you can start almost any mission from your ship. No need to return to port to gather missions or to buy missions ahead of time. They're all free and awaiting you on your ship. Just set sail and undertake whatever mission ye desire. Now that you're out on the sea, you'll find a variety of new things, but most of them are more fun to be explored on your own. Just look out for a couple of them. Skeleton forts are spread all across the world. You'll see giant skulls in the sky, hanging over them, telling you to come and take their treasure for your own as long as you can defeat the many skeletons that guard them and the horrifying captains that stand above it all. Reach these breathtaking islands, slay their enemies before you get usurped by other pirates, and the treasure is yours for the taking. Definitely a worthwhile venture, if I do say so myself. You can also look out for things like underwater mermaid vaults, which are relatively new to the Sea of Thieves, most recently discovered. These will be shown by big glowing lights atop the water. Park your boat here and dive to the ocean's floor, looking for air bubbles along the way to sustain yourself. Once you reach the bottom, you'll have to fight through vicious mermen and collect the treasure of the underwater vaults. While it can be difficult to do, there are some kind mermen and very generous statues along the way that'll help you transport your treasure topside. You can also keep an eye out for some of the new ghost forts lingering around, these big stone fortresses glowing with an eerie green light. These are full of specters that wish for nothing but to slay ye. Jump aboard and banish them back to the afterlife to again claim the treasure hidden deep within the depths of the fort. And don't be afraid to search around the fort while you're on there. Within the drawers and dressers of this mysterious place, you'll eventually find a key that opens a storehouse on top of the vault. Make sure to check it out so you can earn yourself a little bit of extra loot for slaying the ghosts. Beyond that, the Sea of Thieves is full of exciting new things. Whether you're fishing, battling the Kraken, battling any one of the fearsome megalodons that roam the waters, searching for other players to snuff out, or simply sailing from island to island with maps marked with X's. There's all kinds of beautiful things to do across the Sea of Thieves, and a whole heapin' helpin' of treasure to be made along the way. Last but not least, you've made it through a mighty voyage of sailing, collecting loot, slaying skeletons and ships alike, but you're ready to offload. If you remember the old days, offloading your treasure was a mighty slow task. You'd start by hauling all of the loot out of the bottom of your ship, and then you'd have to painstakingly haul it to land and then to each of the individual tents to sell it one at a time. If you're like me and you've sailed on mighty galleons with daring crews over hours and hours, it can take almost an hour or more just to sell your loot. The entire time you're paranoid of somebody trying to jump you at the island and steal your hard-earned treasure. Well, no longer. If you're a captain of a ship, as I mentioned earlier, you have the right to sell to the Sovereigns. The Sovereigns are a mighty faction that hang out in this tent here, marked by 2 giant flags hanging over the top, and a platform with 2 of those grappling hooks that I told you about. What you're going to want to do is pull up and park right in front of the Sovereign's 2 grappling hooks, climb up there, and start hooking the treasure right off your boat. I recommend putting it on the front of the deck as close to the nose as you can because it gives you the easiest time hooking treasure off quickly. Once you hook the treasure off, it'll automatically be dropped at a platform right below where the hook shots are. This is incredibly convenient because no more than 5 steps away from this platform sits the Sovereign, and the Sovereign will buy every kind of loot that you can sell them. And that's no fib. With rare exception being the occasional flag from a fallen ship, you can sell them treasure chests, skulls, crates of gear and equipment and foods. You can sell them your own cooked pork out of your back pocket. They'll buy it all and attribute all of the contributions to whichever guild it belongs to. So no longer are you stuck running back and forth across the shore, scared out of your wits that you're about to be raided. You can sell all of your goodies in a matter of minutes, whether you're 1 or 4 people strong, and be on with your evening, or be on to venture more. Or just rid yourself of all the treasure to go and fight without the fear of loss. Either way, the Sovereigns are one of the most beautiful new additions to the Sea of Thieves, and I couldn't be more thankful to see them around. At this point, I believe I've about told you everything that you need to know about how to sail in the Sea of Thieves in the year 2024. I'll tell you what, being a pirate ain't easy, but by God is it fun, and you've done it once before, so I know that you can do it again. So gather a bountiful crew full of mateys you can trust, prepare your ship for a journey, select your course, raise the anchor, drop the sail, and set forward towards the horizon. There's all sorts of treasure and fun to be had out there, and I know that ye mischievous few will make it out and earn all there is to earn. As a famous pirate once said, take what you can and give nothing back. I'll see all of y'all out there among the Sea of Thieves.